Okay, so this is going to be day 4 of the challenge. As you can see, I've added a little thing on the side here to just outline what my current bankroll is, because somebody did ask me what it was. So that's obviously the bankroll before the session. The challenge I'm doing is in pounds because I'm from the UK. But obviously I'm playing in euros on this website. So it's a slightly different exchange rate. It's about 40 euros at the moment. So I've just joined 4 tables again. For those of you who don't know, I'm playing on UniBet. If you sign up, there's a link in the description. If you sign up, you get £10 free to play with. You don't have to deposit anything. You don't have to put any card details in. You also get 4 free roll tickets. So they're basically welcome free rolls just to people who are new. And they have a £500 guarantee, or €500 guarantee. Also, you get a €500 bonus, which you can unlock by playing on the tables. I'm currently partway through, almost unlocking the first level. So that's an extra thing. And also you get daily and monthly challenges, which you can unlock things like MTT tickets and extra bonuses like that. So it's a pretty good site to play on. The standard's pretty easy as well, which is good. Always a good thing. Best to play against the easiest opponents you can. So for those of you who don't know, I'm going to just be playing about an hour a day, bringing you all the action to hopefully show you how, with no deposit, just signing up to this new account, you can make £1,000 fairly easily. Not going to be playing the most complicated poker, not using a HUD, just going to keep it very basic and make sure to keep it consistent, no tilting, no chasing money, just playing very sensible. Okay, so Queen 3 I'm just going to fold. A6 with a raise, I'm just going to fold. So some of you might notice I did accidentally fold queens on this table because I was trying to set up the video, which is a bit of a shame. Obviously, I'd never say you should fold queens in that position. I should always have raised. I think the video just caught it, but obviously that's what happens when you're trying to record at the same time as playing. So I should have set it up before I joined the tables, but there you go. So I've got Jack Ace here, and I'm just going to raise. If he raises on the button, he's usually going to be fairly weak as well. Jack Ace is well ahead of his range. Obviously, I'm just going to raise there when everyone folds to me. 4-6 on the button. I think I can raise this. We've just joined the table, so we don't really know what people are doing, but usually people are fairly passive. And on the button, I can play it, yeah. A lot of the times I'll just get folds, especially at NL4. So I've got King 4 here. I'm going to raise again. I'm just going to keep raising, to be honest, until people start playing back at me. In previous videos I've said to keep it simple, which you can do as well. It depends on how the table's playing. Usually I want to start fairly aggressive because a lot of people won't know how you're playing, so they'll probably give you quite a bit of respect. I'm just going to bet out of this. A lot of the time I get a fold. There is a straight draw, flush draw, 10 probably calls as well, but I'm pretty happy just to barrel this. I'm going to go barrel again. I've got a straight draw now, and I do hit the straight, so I'm getting very lucky. If you watched my last session, I got really, really lucky. Obviously, I've got very lucky here. Hopefully, got an ace now. But yeah, I still think I was good to barrel. Obviously, if any other river card apart from a queen, I fold, or just check and fold. But you know, that's what happens really for him. He should be looking to get the money in earlier. You know, it's just by letting me bet. Sometimes it's a good thing, but when there's draws out there, obviously I had the straight draw, which was unlikely to get there, but I could have had the flush draw easily. When there's draws like that, often you just want to try and get the money in. But I got lucky there again, but you've got to take the look. I'm just going to raise this. I've hit top pair. There's a flush draw out there. I've also got straight draw. It'll be interesting to see if he plays back at me, but he doesn't, so that's good. I'm just going to fold Jack 6 there under the gun. So King-Queen, raise it up. Hit the flop, and I'm just going to bet 3/4. Fairly standard. Just want to probably get this in really with top pair and queen at NL4. I'm pretty happy getting it in, especially against a short stack. Especially on such a board like that. So, as I said, just keeping it simple. Also, if anyone else is following along with this challenge, like I've said, the link's in the description to join this website. And this website's fairly easy. As you can see, the tables are very clear. It's very good for multi-tabling. It's got Mac. You can play on Mac. You can play on the browser. You can play on the app. You can play on PC. It's got great rewards. Not very good players aren't that great. So lots of benefits to joining this website. Plus you get the 10 free, so you don't have to deposit. If you don't like it if you lose the 10 and you don't like it, you can always just move on to a different site. So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. If anyone is following along with the challenge and is doing the challenge of their own, either on this website or another website, or they're doing a similar challenge, make sure you tweet me with your updates, tweet me with your results. Get a bit of a community going here of people trying to stack it up. Obviously, if you don't want to tweet me anything else, want me to have a look at any of your hands, then just tweet me and I'll get back to you pretty instantly. If you've got any questions, just again tweet me. I'll get back to you. I'll mention you in the video. Hopefully try and create a bit of a buzz around this. So I'm just going to check this here. I think if I bet, it probably scares me away a lot of the time. Plus, I'm pretty happy that my hand's good a lot of the time. Twos, I'm just betting. Top pair, I'm just betting. Nothing too scary. I can call a lot of bets that he does on the river here, but I think I'm behind if he bets really big. I mean, it's debatable. Let's see what he does. He does check it. I'm trying to think of what hands that he could reasonably call me with here. If I bet, not probably many. I could put out like a 30 cent. In fact, I could put out about 27 cents. I think he could just call with a lot of random cards here. Yeah, let's have a look. I'm just going to raise the jacks here. Just have a quick look at what he had on the side. Folding that. So like there, I only saw me getting called by that. If I bet any bigger, I think he folds anything else that's... So I'm just take a look at quick. Just wait for the hand to load. I'd be interested to see what he had there, but I think it was the type of thing where I'm just going to bet out. It was the type of thing where if I bet big, he's probably going to call with things that beat me, like a better ace and things like that, maybe a 4. So there's not much point betting big when I think I bet small, especially at this level. A lot of people just like to see what you've got. So you could have a load of hands really there. So I'm going to tempt him into the call there. Oh, here, 4-way, so I'm not going to get too overexcited about it, but I've got an overpair. So I'm probably good at most of the time here. I do get a call, which is okay. The 7 comes, and that's kind of good for me because now I've got a full house. But obviously, I'm just shoving here because I think he's got... Oh, he hasn't beat, but... Oh, and I get lucky on the river. Okay, so, as you can see... as you can see from these last two sessions, I got very lucky. The reason why I shoved there is because I think he had an overpair, like ace-king, or something like that. Because of the bet really big, if he had 7s... If he had a 7, I think he'd bet sort of smaller. So I think he maybe had like a 5 or some sort of... Something he wanted to defend against, because he didn't really want to see a horrible river card. So that's why I shoved all in then. Obviously, he had the 10s, I had the 9s, so it was close. You know, I wasn't miles behind. I knew he didn't have ace. I'm pretty sure he didn't have aces, kings, queens, even jacks, because I think he bet smaller with those because he's pretty sure that he's, well, quite a way ahead. So he'll bet kind of smallish. I think 10s are realistically the only hand there that he's got that's beating us. Maybe I could have not shoved, maybe I should have called, but I think 10s really is the only hand I put him on that's beating us. A lot of the time he's got sort of 8, 7, 6s, just a pair of 5s, maybe ace king, maybe any ace really. So although I got that very lucky, and it looked pretty bad, I don't think it was the worst shove in the world. Maybe I should have taken a few more seconds to think about it. I think I just jammed too quickly there, concentrating on something else. So that's what happens. Sometimes maybe when I'm talking and playing 4 tables, it's sometimes quite hard to make decisions. Sometimes hard to make the best decisions. So I would say play on. You know, if you think you can play 4, maybe play 3. So I'm pretty comfortable on 4 because I think I can play more than that. So just make sure you're playing with what you're comfortable with. It's better to make good decisions on fewer tables than bad decisions on more tables. So we've got king 7 here, and I'm just going to fold. So we're doing pretty well this session. Obviously we got very lucky with the 9s. Even if we had lost that, we wouldn't be in terrible shape though. We'd probably be a couple of euros down. As it stands, we are about 8 euros up so far, which is very nice. So just trying to find that A7 hand that I was talking about earlier, because I'd be interested to see what he did call me with. I think this was it. Yeah. So he called me with 5-7. So he called me with a pair of 5s. Yeah, that's. I think if I bet more than what I did, I think he folds, and I think that's what he's got a lot of the time. That sort of hand. So I think it was good to bet small there. So yeah, that was good play. The only questionable play so far has been the 9s, I think, for us. Let me know what you think in the comments if you think that was a good shove, if you think I should have called, folded, or what you think I should have done in that hand. It'd be good to hear your feedback. So not many hands here at the moment. Again, against the limper, I'm probably just going to check this. If I raise, I think he calls a lot of the time. I'm inflating a pot with a bad hand out of position. I do hit a nice flop. I think I'm going to bet the flop. It's only a small pot, so I'm not going to get carried away. I'm just going to bet it. A lot of the time he probably folds. If he doesn't, I've still got a flush draw. May as well take these small pots if I can. Obviously, unless I hit the flush in the turn, I'm not going to get carried away. Probably just check and give up here, unless he bets small enough for me to make it worthwhile to try and hit. Bet's 18. I'm just going to give this up. I think even if I call, he could be on a better flush draw. And so I've just got reverse implied odds there, which is bad. This hand, again, standard raise. Not standard, actually. You could decide to fold 5-6, but once you decide to play it, that flop comes down. I'm just going to bet it. No question. Fives, I'm just going to raise. I could go to 16 as well. Not too bothered. Although I do like to play with a lot of people with fives because I like to set mine, hit my hand, and then bet big if I hit. Obviously I haven't hit here, so I'm just going to pretty much check it down. Not a lot you can do here with ace king on the board. No point betting. Unfortunately it's a 4. That's not too bad though, because we could be ahead still here. In fact, I'm going to flick out a 12-cent bet. Just gets rid of a load of hands where, like, just over cards to my fives that could decide to just, that if I checked, he gets a free card, whereas it's going to get rid of them. Things maybe like Jack 10 or something, which could easily beat me on the river. I put that in. Put that 12p in, hopefully to 12 cents in, hopefully to scare him. If not to scare him, makes it a bit more costly for him to call. Let's see what he did have there. Hand history. Is that the hand? That's not that. I'm just going to fold this here. Okay, so I had 3 4s, so I had the pair of 4s. So I was just charging hands similar to that. I thought that sort of hand might fold, but I was just charging hands similar to that to see a river, because he could have easily, if I'd let him check and he hits a 3, he goes ahead and I haven't put any pressure on him. Maybe I could have gone bigger than 12 cents. Maybe I could have gone to sort of 17, maybe 20 cents. Would have been maybe the best option for me there. But at least I put something in, made him pay. So I'm about €8 up so far. We're about 20 minutes into the session, so it's going well. So that bankroll you can see at the side is from the start of the session. So we're on about €48 now, which converts to, I'll have to Google that, but it would convert to maybe about £35, which is decent to say we deposited nothing into this account. So we started from 0, got a €10 free. I mean £10 free, which is €12 and a half. Well, €12.50. So we've literally deposited nothing. We've also got a free roll, which I'm going to be playing tomorrow, which has got 500 guarantee, €500 guaranteed. And we've also got our bonuses as well. Our challenges and our bonuses, which we've got to complete, which are fairly easy to complete. So we're doing pretty well at the moment. Got lucky in this session so far, and in the last session, if you watched day 3, got fairly lucky, but hopefully we can ride this luck. So again, 2s, I'm just going to call to set mine. I don't hit my hand, so I'm pretty much giving up on most flops. This flop I'm going to give up on. Ace 5 I'm going to raise. it's okay if you don't play these sorts of hands. You don't have to play them, but especially when you're playing well against a weak table, they're definitely good hands to open with. Okay, I'm probably in a race situation here, but as I've committed so much money to the pot, I've got to call. I'm ahead, comfortably ahead, and we hit our flush, which doesn't really matter, but it's still nice to do that, and we win. So that's great. Going very well so far. So I hit bottom pair, not much money in the pot. He does bet out 4, so it's almost tempting to call, but I'm not too interested in these hands really. No need to play against them. Haven't committed any money to the pot really, and not that interested in carrying on with it. So 9s is going to be a raise. As I've got 2 limpers, usually I go to 12, so I'm going to add 4 cents on for each limper. So I'm going to go to 20. Again, you could go to 16. 12 wouldn't even be bad, but it's going to change the way you play it post-flop, or you should play it post-flop. I prefer to go a bit bigger there, especially when I'm on the button. I feel like I want to get, with 9s, I want to get someone, I want to get heads up. I just want to get against one player. Means that a lot of the time I can take it down, even if I miss. But you can play all hands. You can play differently. There's no right or wrong way to play hands. You'll see some players play aggressively and raise. You'll see some players play more passively. Players like Daniel Negreanu, players who play quite passively. I like to play sort of small ball poker. There's other players, maybe players like Isildur, who like to play really aggressively and raise a lot of the time. So it just depends on your style. There's no right or wrong way often. At these lower levels, it's best just to play the basic ABC, I'd say. That's the best way to win at these levels. So raise with 10 ace suited on the button. Hit a 10. Just going to bet it out. Quick 10 is good enough to raise. I'm going to add 4 cents on because this guy's limped. The turn's not a great turn for us, but I'm still going to bet out, and I think I'm going to check a river because it brings it brings a flush draw, it brings a straight draw. Okay, so it hits his flush, which we don't like. We don't want to give them a free card to. Okay, now he shoves all in, so I'm pretty sure he's probably got me beat here. So I'm going to fold, I think. It seems he's played it so obviously that he's got something. I've got an okay hand, but I'm not going to call an overshove to the pot. Second pair here, we raised up pre, he limped. He could have something like ace-3. A lot of people like to limp him with a raggy ace. I'm not going to bet again. There is draws out there, but I'm just going to check for pot control. He does check, and I think I'm going to take this check and just check the river. If he's got a draw, he's missed, and I've beaten him anyway. He's not going to call. And if he's got an ace, he's got me beat, and he's going to call. So I'll probably just bet a check here, and I do take it down. Okay, so I put pressure on this guy. I've hit my 8. I'm just going to check it. Now the king comes, I can start representing. So I'm going to go big. I'm going to represent the king. And he just folds. So obviously they're a bluff, but I didn't just randomly bluff. I did have an 8, so if an 8 came on the river or a 6, then I could have won the hand if he called. And the king's is a scary card, so it's a good card to make a bluff on. If a 2 had come, maybe I wouldn't have made the same bluff because it's not as good a hand to bluff on. Queen 9, probably going to raise. I'm on the button. I think I'm loosening up a bit now. My bankrolls, I've got about 12 buy-ins for this level. Actually, I'm just going to fold because another limper. Don't want to go to 20%. I don't really want to make it that big, so just fold. So for my first few videos, I think I played quite tight. I had about 3 buy-ins for this level, so I didn't want anything crazy to happen. I just wanted to grind it up. Now I've got sort of more 12 buy-ins. I'm playing a bit more aggressive, nothing crazy, but just playing a few more hands, trying to get in situations where I can win some money. But obviously not playing stupid, not going for outrageous bluffs, still playing pretty ABC. So he raises up, standard raise. I've got Jack Ace. I'm going to go big. I'm probably ahead of both these guys. I don't really like calling in the small blind. I'm the first to act. So I've got a fairly good hand. I want to get. I want to be the leader of aggression. I hit 2 pair, and I'm just going to bet this out, and they both fold. I think if this guy shoved, I'd call. If this guy had shoved, I maybe have folded if he's a bit of a bigger stack. But by raising that, I think it was a good raise. Again, these two raise. Debatable just to fold or call here. But actually, since I just raised the hand before, I'm just going to call. They could think that I'm weak, and I am fairly weak, even though it's a nice hand to raise with because it puts a lot of pressure on them. And it's when you do raise, people don't expect you to 3-bet with 9-8 suited, but it's a hand that can hit quite a lot of flops. He's got a semi-hit this flop, and I think I'm going to call 1 street. He's only bet half pot, I think. So I'm just going to call 1 street and see what comes on the turn. Pretty nice turn for us, to be fair. But the guy's barrel, second barrel. This guy's called. I'm probably behind to at least a 10. So I'm just going to fold and give that up. And a 10 comes on the river and he goes nearly all in. He's sort of a strange sort of bet size there, I think. Is it half pot about? A bit more than half, bit less than half pot. And he's got the straight. He turned the straight. Nice hand. Let's see what the other guy had. So he had the straight. The other guy had queen 9. So just a pair of 9s. So that's kind of why it's hard to play against these players and try and make these raises with 9-8 because they just love to call. I mean, to me that's a really poor call. He called 3 streets down with 3rd pair. There's a flush draw out there as well. So it's hard to make some plays, make some loose plays against these players because they're just going to call you, and even though it'd be a good aggressive play from you, it's going to end up in you losing. But Tom played it pretty okay as well. He played it okay. I think we played it fine as well. A raise could have got them. It could have either led to problems on the flop if they were refusing to fold, or it could have made it easier for us to take down the pot. But I think as I just raised the hand before, they're gonna and people like to call already on these stakes. I'm happy not to raise there and just a flat call, because if I do spike a good flop, I can raise it up, and as you can see, people like Vic struggle to fold. So if I hit like say 2 pair, or if I hit a straight, I can raise, try and get the money in, and he's going to call me down, like he did there with 3rd pair. Okay, so queen ace here, just raising under the gun. Guy calls me on the button, could have a range of hands on the button. Not too scared of him having a monster. Ace comes, and I'm pretty sure I'm good, so I'm going to bet out. He could have a ace, I think ace king would have raised. Could have sort of an ace 3 and ace 9 type of hand. Not going to have 9-3, rarely there. So, pretty good there. Easy takedown. You can see a lot of these hands, they're just raise pre, get a call, c-bet, take the pot down. No more complicated than that. So I'll hit nothing on this flop. I'm just going to check. He bets 8 into a 9-cent pot. I've got nothing. I'm not going to bother. Right, so this guy we know likes to call. This guy's raised here. I'm just going to call this. I think as soon as I raise, I put myself at risk of. Being shoved on fairly light, but I'm probably worse than them. Okay, so this guy makes a weird raise where he just clicks it back. I could raise again, but then I put myself at risk of being shoved on. Not too sure I am, so I'm just going to call with a strong hand here. Hit nothing on the flop, so any guys goes pot. This is kind of a tough position, I guess, but a lot of these times I've known in the past is when people click it back to your pre, they want you to stay in, but they want to put more money in, so they kind of do it really small. So he probably got a really strong hand here. Bets pot on the flop because he wants to get money in and he's scared of me hitting something. So I think he's got like aces there, or at least an overpair. I could be wrong, obviously, but I'm not going to battle against these people and make decisions hard for myself. So we've got two people in here. One raises, min raise. Another guy calls. I'm going to just raise over it. Got good, strong suited hand on the button. It's not an amazing hand. You can also fold this. But like I say, I want to play a bit more aggressively. As soon as he shoves, he's pretty much got a strong hand, like ace king, ace queen. So I'm not going to play against him. Maybe take a note now that I shouldn't be raising against these people. They like to shove in. Maybe I haven't got respect for my raises anymore. Or maybe just had a really strong hand. A7 maybe I shouldn't have raised. It's debatable. These hands are... The great thing about poker and the frustrating thing about poker is every hand can be debated. I mean, obviously there are some hands where you played it badly, but a lot of the time you can debate hands you can go on debating hands. I'm just going to raise against this guy, hit top pair. I'm just going to put decent amount in. To be honest, I'm probably happy to stack off against this guy. I've hit top pair, I've hit a flush draw now. He's short stacked. I'm just going to call against this guy. He's pretty short, so I'm not that happy about it, but I think for 8 cents it's worth trying to spike a good flop. Obviously I don't, so I'm giving up. No point starting to play back against those people when they click it back to you pre. Often they've got a strong hand. Obviously they could be bluffing, but if they are bluffing, I'll happily call, wait till I hit my hand and let them bluff it off to me. So 2 nice hands, ace kings on here. So I know this guy likes to call. I'm going to bet 1 street because I think I'm ahead, and I think most of his hands. He's randomly bet out here. Not too happy about this. I'm going to call 1 street. If I hit an ace or a king, I'm definitely good, and I could be good at the moment. Betting out here, and he shoves all in. So he shoved all in before. I'm probably not good. He shoved all in really randomly earlier. I'm just going to wait till I hit like top pair or hit something and then just call him off. I'm not going to start trying to call with ace high, trying to make some hero call. Not worth it at this level. Something like 3s, this is a perfect time if he wanted to raise and try and hit a set and then wait for him to shove and hopefully get it all in that way. As I raised, and it's a heads up guy, a lot of people like to call in the big blind to defend and then they'll just happily give up. So I'm just going to bet 1 street. He obviously clicks it back to me and I'm happy to just shut down and fold. Queen's here, nice. 10-8, pretty nice on the button. If this guy gets in, I'm going to call because I want to hit a decent hand and get the money in when I've hit my hand rather than pre-flop because he likes to shove pre-flop, as we've seen before. So I'm going to raise up 12, add 4 for the limper. I did raise this. I'm just going to barrel. Hit 3 of a kind, and I'm just going to bet out. I'm just going to be sensible with my betting, not going to let him catch up to me. And good turn for us, so it's going all in. If he's got a draw, okay, he's got literally nothing, and there you go. Simple as that. He had nothing on the flop. He hit kind of hit something on the turn and decided just to go with it. I bet big because I wanted him to. I didn't want him to be able to get there with the. I didn't want him to get there with a flush because there were a couple of flush draws out there. I raise here because I've got an overpair. Flush comes, he could easily have that, but a lot of people would shove on the flop with that. So I'm just going to go half pot. And pretty much shut down on any river. Okay, and he has the 3 of a kind, so he wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't really concentrating on that hand too much, so I'm not really sure exactly if that was a bad play, but which is not great. That's why you need to make sure you plan a comfortable amount of tables sometimes, because sometimes you can just be folding, but then sometimes a lot of action comes and you have to make a lot of decisions. So I'll have a look at that in a minute. Hit a bottom pair, I'm just going to bet out. Bet out with bottom pair. Okay, so with the 7s, I just had a look at that hand, and because I didn't put that much money in pre, I think I shouldn't have put as much in post. I probably should have just called the flop and then called the turn, which you would have bet the turn and I would have called it. I think that would have been a better way to play it. The raise wasn't terrible. Okay, here I'm just giving up. Probably got like an 8 or something. Okay, so again, 12, I had 4 for the limper. Pretty okay flop for us. Can hit a jack. Completely miss, and he shoves, and I'm just going to fold. I think maybe I'm starting to play a bit too loose. I'm just going to tighten up a bit for the next 15 minutes or so of this session. If you do notice you're playing too loose or playing bad hands and not playing your best, then just click sit out, take a break, come back the next day. It's the best way to do it. No point carrying on trying to play through when carry on playing when you're playing badly. So this guy I've noticed has shoved a lot of times on this table, and I do want to stay and play against him, so I'm going to stay for a bit. Jack ace. Hopefully he limps like he's done a lot of the time. I'm just going to bet it up big. Hopefully get a call and hit the flop. Okay, so I missed the flop. I'm just going to check because I know he likes to call and do weird stuff. So I just want to try and hit my hand against him. Happy to leave that up there. Okay, so this guy raises, and I could shove here. I'm just going to shove. I think I'm ahead a lot of his range. We could be raising a lot of time, but sometimes when he's short, you've got to do that. So that's fair enough. He hits that time. Probably that time someone else hit rather than just me winning all the time. Getting lucky, I mean. Calling 8. Calling 8 to try and flop something. Just going to raise on my king 10. He bets tiny on the flop, so I'm calling that. I think I could be ahead. Now he goes a bit bigger, half pot, and I'm just going to fold. Okay, so I need to just tighten up a bit, I think, now. Folding things like king jack. I mean, 6 jack. I'm going to raise 8-9 because it's on the button. It's not suited, but it's on the button, which is okay. I want to try and play hands like this from the button. So not much action on these two tables so far. Ace 5 we've folded round to us. I'm going to raise that. And he raises me, that's fine. Okay, so I'm then going to end the session early here. Well, fairly early. It's been about a 40-minute session today. The reason why is I think I'm just playing a bit too loose. So I'm just going to sit out this hand. It's been a good session, I think, but I could just feel myself playing a bit too loosely. So it's not worth carrying on. I think this is a good point to make as well for everyone else there. As soon as you start feeling you're making a few bad decisions, don't let it get to the stage where you're losing buy-ins. Walk away when you're up. It makes it much easier for you to then come back the next day with a fresh attitude and play positively again. Obviously, I've still had a pretty good session. I'm up about €6. I think I was up maybe about €10 at one point, but €6 is a decent session. So it's best just to keep it at that than try and continue playing, because I'm only going to lose more money by playing, and if I come back tomorrow, I'll have a better idea. Just a reminder, tomorrow I'm going to be playing the welcome free roll that you get when you join UniBet. So just to remind people that by joining UniBet, in fact, I'll just do a quick run through of what you get when you join UniBet. So the link's in the description if you want to join. You don't have to put any credit card details in. All you have to do is sign up with your basic details by using the link below in the description, and I'll just go through what you get. So to start with, you get a £10, so about €12.50 cash ticket. This can be used at any of the NL4 tables, which is 2 cent, 4 cent. Before you can unlock and withdraw this money, when I say unlock, I mean be able to play other levels, be able to play tournaments with it, be able to play sit and goes with it, be able to play Zoom poker with it. You have to see 750 flops. At the end of day 4, we've seen over 100. In fact, we've seen nearly 200 flops. So it doesn't take too long to work through this bonus. So that's the first thing you get by signing up. You don't have to put any details in apart from your basic details, no card details. Secondly, you get 4 tournament tickets to the welcome free roll. So now this is going to be a lot of people in this free roll are going to be new players. So it's a very good tournament to play in because there's a good chance that you're going to win or at least cash in it. These run, as you can see, these run, just get back to that screen, these run every so often. sort of about every 4 or 5 days. So yeah, they're pretty decent. I'm going to be playing the one tomorrow, as I said. In addition to that, you get a €500 bonus, a starter bonus. So I'm nearly unlocking €1. I've played through 79%. Obviously, as you work through, you unlock more and more money until you eventually unlock €400, making the total bonus €500. In addition to this, as well, you get missions, which would just keep coming up each time you've done a mission. A new mission will start. So I'm going to be completing this mission tomorrow, the tournament, and these 2 missions I'm going to have to wait until I've unlocked my cash ticket so I can play in these, because currently I can't use my cash ticket in sit and goes. Once you complete that, you can see your reward: €1 sit and go and €2 ticket. So and €3 just for doing things what I'd be doing anyway. So they give you money just for basically playing. You don't have to do anything special. There's also monthly missions, obviously have different parts, and these also got rewards. This one's a basic one for €1 MTT ticket. As you can see, I've done the first 2. I need to wait until I'm able to play in sit and goes until I can complete that. But again, that's just by playing what I basically do. Anyway, so the link's in the description to that, and if you want to join along and tweet me with your progress of this challenge, it's a great way to start. Thanks for watching day 4, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 5.